our topic, it is to evaluate the morphology of red RBCs and associated to the patient outcome. So now the thing to associate, the thing to assess was anisocytosis. This is at where you have reticulocytes. You have a lot of reticulocytes. Then you have extended WBC. So you have those. And then you are going to assess the poikilocytes. The poikilocyte. This is where you have the RBCs. They don't have their conformation. Maybe they have sickle cells. They have and their shape. It is not what normal cells it's supposed to look like. So now we want to associate them with the pathophysiology, and we want to see their effect in patient outcome. Maybe death, maybe death, maybe good prognosis and such efforts and such things. Now, the first objective, it was just to collect the information, to assess WBCs. We see anisocytes and poikilocytes, and then the inclusion bodies, and then we assess the patient prognosis. And then the second objective, it was just to do a lot of mathematics to connect all that, right? We are going to do the correlations. We did the correlation, and we did the regressions to connect our. So this is the methodology. So the study site was the prospective cohort. It started from that time. Then the participant was had a diverge of ranges of sexes to avoid much of confounders. You know, there must be. And then you collected the data for. Okay, now the data for kilocytes and inclusion body. We did the PBFs, and then the data for anisocytes we collected from the complete blood count. I think I know that you see something like this one, but you have never understood what it says. Complete. It is suggest anisocytes, and then the patient prognosis we got it from the patient handbooks. And then the criteria of our data, anisocytes. Now, when it's low, it was 16%. Then the moderate, it is greater than 16, and there I think you can understand, right? Now, and then we analyzed the data with the Spearman rank coefficients, correlation coefficients, and then to detect the direction of our contributors to the patient prognosis. And then we wanted to assess the strength of these anisocyte, poikilocytes, and inclusion body to the effect of prognosis. And then we did another calculation with this multinomial regression analysis to assess associations of those parameters. The first objective, it is here. You can see we can see we blended the samples. We did not include the specifics of the patients. And then this is the. So now we collected the objective one. We collected the patient ID. Now we anonymized them, and then we collected their ages, and then we approximated the asinocytes to be low, high, or to be moderate, and then poikilocytes the same, and then the prognosis here. Now this is now the mathematics. The correlation between anisocyte and prognosis, it was negative, right? Right. The suggestion is that we are going to discuss this one here. We are going to discuss now here, and then we wanted to assess if this coefficientally was statistically significant or not. Then we plotted the p-value for coefficients here. And then we found that that the direction of an isocyte and prognosis, it was statistically significant. Now, but for inclusion body, it was not statistically significant. But now, we did not, now, this information does not give us each type of inclusion body, whether it is low amount of inclusion body, the moderate, or the high inclusion bodies. We can see this one, it is just an explanation of that one. Don't be afraid. If you don't understand. So it says that as much as low asinocytes, the lower the asinocytes, the higher the prognosis. As you can see here we have there. So now the low asinocytes, the higher the prognosis. Now, and that effect is much higher than the effect of inclusion body and the effect of poikilocytosis. We use a software called R, the new updated one. So now we fed, this is the communication, this is the language that it understood with our information that we gathered, and then it gave us this one. But now when you get this one, you don't understand what is it. Now we visualize this one information now here. Now this information, it is much good than the other information that we had, because now we can see all the coefficients that we obtain here. The coefficients of the coefficient related to maybe low asinocytosis, moderate asinocytosis, and poikilocytosis. All the information about poikilocytosis and inclusion body, we can now assess which one was not statistically significant. And we find this one here was not statistically significant. The association between the moderate inclusion body and the poor prognosis, it was not statistically significant, that association, right? But you can see all the other association, they were statistically significant. This is now a good way of now presenting of our information now. Now, when we have the high anisocytosis, we have poor prognosis here, but we have a certain element of high excellent prognosis, right? You can see here our chart. This is the chart of prognosis here. We have excellent, we have fair, and then we have the poor here. And then we have, when we have the low anisocytosis, we have excellent prognosis, right? And then when we have the moderate anisocytosis, we have two parameters here. We have the fair prognosis, and then we have the poor prognosis. Now, the same explanation here, it is the same explanation here and the same explanation here. Yeah, now the inclusion body here, the association between inclusion body here and the poor prognosis, this one, it is the association that was not statistically significant, but all the others were statistically significant. Yeah, now the discussion, it is that you can see the significant and importance of us assessing the parameters to the patient prognosis. For instance, here you can now assess that. Now you can now say that when the patient has low asinocytosis, low poikilocytosis, and low inclusion, it is definitely that he or she will have excellent prognosis. And then the p value here suggested that the coefficient in this study are highly statistically significant, indicating that that asinocytosis, poikilocytosis, and inclusion body are important in explaining the patient outcome, right? And then the recommendation, it is that we recommend we recommend to scale up this study so that we can get a more vivid image concerning our study. We want to acknowledge HuQAS for giving us an opportunity to present our data. And then we want to say thank you to COAST because you have enjoyed, I think you have enjoyed it. We have the beach here, so Mombasa County has done. And then we want to thank our hospital, COAST Coast General Teaching and Referral Hospital. Thank you very much.